So I just got back from back in the Bay and I'm back in San Diego now, and I realized I have way too many clothes. And I swear when I was here before, all of these clothes would fit in my closet, but I just got about halfway through doing my laundry and there's all of these clothes left still. And that makes me think that I might need to go through and get rid of a bunch of clothes. A quick Google search even says that people only wear about 25% of their clothes, which is not a lot. And that makes me think I might not need all of this. And to top it all off, they say that each person throws away an average of 81 pounds of clothes per year. And that's kind of a lot. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna try to sell as many of the clothes that I get rid of away on Depop, Facebook Marketplace, or some other site, and see how much I can make just from, getting rid of clothes that I don't even wear. But first, we gotta go through all of my clothes. So we're gonna use Scott's room since there's a little bit more space in here. So let's get to that right now. My knees. Mid moving everything over, I forgot to mention anything that I don't think I could sell or that I don't really want, I will be donating. There's also that, so I'm not going to just be throwing these away. Anything that I think could be used by other people, definitely going to donate that because I don't want to contribute, to the waste. And I think that's, a great way for other people to get clothes that you maybe not have wanted and people might not pay for. So I will be doing that. Continuing. So this is basically all my clothes. I would say 95% of every piece of clothing I own. For me, right now, if it's already in the laundry, which is very little since I just did it, it gets to stay. Because that means I use it and I'm probably gonna use it again. So maybe 6 or 7 things, but everything else here, we're gonna go through every single thing and decide if we're gonna keep it or not. So it's gonna be a lot of fun. Not really. So the method I'm actually going to use is going to be called the KonMari method, made by, I think, Marie KonMari. It emphasizes, the emotional attachment that you have to each item, and specifically, does this spark joy? If this item sparks joy, you keep it. I'm also going to take into account how much I wear the item and, how much I actually pick it up out of, my closet and figure out what I'm going to do, with every single one of these. So what I'm personally going to do is I'm going to have an immediate yes pile, an immediate no pile, and then an iffy pile. The pile that, I'm not really sure, I could go either way. And that's going to be like my 3. So I'm going to start with, I think this is like most of my bottoms right now. So I'm going to start with this, and I guess we're going to do a time lapse. So after doing that process, I have a huge pile of yeses and a small pile of maybes and no pile of no's. So, I kind of thought this would happen for my pants at least, because I feel like I use a lot of them and I often, and I really like all of these. And the maybes is, kind of a fit, how much I use them, like that kind of thing. So I think I'm gonna go try these on, see how I feel in them, and then, put yes, no back in the pile and kind of see where we are there. So I'm gonna go do that and I'll be right back. These double knee Carhartts, I really like these, but I don't think they're quite as baggy as I want. They're kind of a little tight around the waist since they are 30s, but they feel really nice to wear. And the thing is, they don't move that well. So I'm gonna have to put this back in a maybe pile and kind of see where we are, but these are pretty nice. So who knows? I think we did it, actually. I think these are the first no's that I'm gonna have. So I originally bought these shorts when I didn't have any 5-inch inseam shorts, and I was like, oh, that's the trend right now, maybe I should get them. And I realized now that I never found myself getting them, picking them up, or picking them out of my shorts and using them. So I haven't used them as much because I never really picked them, but I've had them for a long time, and I think I'm okay saying goodbye to these because if from all my shorts I just never found myself picking them, and I think that's how you know it's a no for sure. So I think this is going to be a no for me. Yeah, we're gonna go on to the tops now. All right, see you in a sec. That was such a pain. I'm so tired from that.
Also, for some reason, my mic disconnected from my camera, so I just had to troubleshoot that, so that was also not fun.
But anyway, we're done sorting through clothes. Handful of socks, gotta get rid of, but overall, I think I'm done. Time to go put everything back in there and see what we're left with. Hopefully we have space for everything. Okay, so these are all the clothes that I decided to keep. The shirts, jackets, bottoms. Unfortunately, the bottoms I should have kept a little bit more organized, but since I didn't, I'm gonna have to fix those first. Now, I did want to show you one thing that I decided to change, and this is where I used to keep all of my athletic shirts and these tank tops. And as you can see, I'm trying a new method that I learned from the KonMari method, which is actually rolling up some of your shirts to make sure you show them all at once. That way that, there's an equal amount of seeing your shirts, and it should change how much you use each shirt. So I'm going to try this for this method, this drawer, for mainly the athletic shirts over here that I had trouble deciding on. And hopefully that works well. But before that, I gotta get to, all of the pants. So I'm gonna do a quick time lapse of, putting them on hangers, figuring out what I'm gonna do. So let's take a look at that. Also, before I do a time lapse, these hangers are so good. You can put them up like this, and then you could drop it down, and it folds up. So, 10 out of 10. I don't know, it's like probably like $20 on Amazon for 2 of them, and highly recommend these. So I'm gonna get to the folding part now. So I actually organized this based on, I'd say the top 10 pants that I wear the most. So sweats, Carhartts, cargos, jeans. This is basically, these ones are the ones I wear the most. And then these ones are ones that I don't wear the most as much, but they're gonna be prominently displayed in my closets to make it easy to see, and make sure that I want to use them. And if for some reason I see that I don't use them that much, I might switch them out. So that's how I initially organized this first rack. And what happens actually is this one lives on this. So this is usually my jacket shelf, and I leave it right here. Quick access, quick and easy to get. And I leave these here. This is gonna go in my closet. So I'm gonna finish putting up the rest of my pants onto hangers. And before I forget, I realized these 3 Christmas pants, I love them. Wear them all the time during the winter season. And, I realized that if I'm not wearing them, during spring, summer, fall, I don't need to have them in my closet. I could put it in a storage somewhere else, or, hide it away somewhere where it won't take up space, one, and where, I know where it will be. And I realized that is kind of the case with a lot of my different clothes. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make a small little stockpile of clothes that I really like, clothes that I enjoy wearing, and that I'm gonna wear, but only in certain moments. And I think that's gonna be a great way to free up space here, free up space in my closet, and at the same time, I'm gonna still get to keep those clothes, and they're gonna be out of the way. So that's my plan. That's what I'm gonna do. So after I finish with all the rest of these pants, I'm gonna keep going, do that process with everything, and hopefully my closet will look great. So we'll see how it goes. A lot of work. Okay, so I just finished all my pants, and the method that I came up with is actually the same that I used for in that like little undershirt area. It's rolled up, and I actually used to have to use two of these little boxes to carry all my shorts, but now I can just do one, and it looks nice. It's easy to get out. So I think that was a great new method that I found out while researching some KonMari stuff. So now I just gotta get through all of this, but it won't take too long, hopefully. So I'll do that, and then I also put the rest of the rest of the pants in here. There's the rest of the pants. Finish that. It actually takes up a lot less space than it did before, so got to figure out how I kind of want to like position this area or like the clothes, and then should be good to go. So I think I do actually have a lot less clothes, and these methods are saving space. So Okay, so at first I was gonna do it based on color, but I realized that it makes more sense to do it based on like design. So I have all my crew necks here, transitions to all my colored stuff, and then a lot of it is colored. So anyways, that's the design. That's how I decided to organize this. But that's all my jackets. Now I gotta put everything in my closet. So as you can see with this one, I did go for the gradient, and I think it went pretty well. I did keep some of these shirts separate just because like work shirts, and then my 2 long sleeves, and then the rest of it looks pretty good. So yeah, I did a gradient for my shirts. I don't have a lot of color. I put all my collared stuff and most of my golf stuff over here, and then some of my pants here, and then over here we have all of these, like I said before, and then now all that's left is, well, what is happening? Now that's all that's left is this. So this is like most of my sports stuff and like gym wear. So gotta go through all of that, and then I'll be done with all of the clothes, and I get to start doing something else for this video. Okay, so I just finished. I gotta use a flashlight because the light doesn't reach back here, but I did a rolled up method, but like horizontally, because that's what fit. Anyway, that was me going through all my clothes and figuring out which ones I wanted and which ones I didn't. So now comes the fun part where I'm gonna start trying to sell on Depop, see how it works, and hopefully make a little bit of money. All of the clothes that I'm gonna get rid of are over here in Scott's room. So basically all of these and these I'm gonna get rid of. These are the socks that I'm gonna have to get rid of just because they don't fit. So yeah, gonna try Depop. Never tried it before, so brand new to the game. But hopefully, hopefully it works well. So gonna try that. So that's gonna be part 2 of this video. So I will see you in a few. Bang! I'm sorry. I've lied to you. I've lied to my friends, my family, anyone watching this video. So basically, what happened was I forgot that I actually went through and have a bag of clothes that I also want to sell, and I went through this at home. So, more shirts, more jeans, so just a bunch of other stuff like sweats, shorts, you name it, but a full bag. I forgot a full bag. So I apologize. That might be why it looked like I got rid of nothing, because I kind of already did it a little bit, but it is what it is. So I will also be trying to sell this full bag. Before I use Depop, before I do anything like that, I'm gonna count how many items there is and try to see how much money I make from it. So stay tuned for that. My bad, totally forgot about this. I walked downstairs and saw it, and I was like, oh shit. So here it is. Anyway, so now I'm gonna actually go learn Depop, get back to you, count all the items. I gotta take a bunch of photos. So I will be doing that. Anyway, see you in another second. So I did some research, and I found out some stuff about Depop, and it's kind of similar to Facebook Marketplace, which I use a lot, if you know me. So I made my account, and I got this free 7-day of boost thing, so hopefully that helps. But looking at some of the pieces that I have, I don't know which ones are going to sell. I don't really know what people are looking for, so it might be a little bit difficult just because my pieces aren't the most fashionable, I would say, especially since it's guys clothing. I feel like it might be a little bit harder too, but we're gonna give it a try. Hopefully I get some sales. My goal, 25 pieces. If I can make $100 off of this, and I don't think I'm gonna sell all of them, so if I can make $100 off of this, I would consider that a success. $100 I could buy something with, like maybe 2 boas. Yeah, that's my goal after watching this video, a few videos, and doing some research. So I'm gonna have to take a bunch of photos of all my stuff, so I'm gonna go do that. I'm gonna see what I need to do for Depop, and then I'm gonna figure out shipping and stuff if I need to, and all that fun stuff. So okay, so I just took photos of like 5 6 things. So now I'm gonna actually go on the app and figure out how to sell this stuff. Okay, so it's the next day. I was working on a job application actually, and I got a message, and this guy said he's gonna buy the Nike jacket that I said I put up, and that was probably like the most popular item that I've had in the past like day. I've had like 4 or 5 offers for that, so I listed it for 25. I knew I'd probably get a little bit less, so the offer that I got this guy to say yes on was 20, and I think that's probably pretty good considering I bought that years ago, and I probably spent maybe $10 on it because I think I thrifted it and then never wore it. So far, if this goes through, then $20 would be great. And look at that, just bought the item, so that's pretty cool. Now I need to go buy some shipping bags for this, which is not going to be fun. And then I got to go print out an actual thing for this, so I might have to go to the store. So we're gonna go take a look at me doing that right now, actually, or it's gonna be Amazon. Who knows? But I'm gonna check it out right now and see what I need to do for this next part of the process that I have no clue about. So really excited. But yeah, got to get on that. So I will do that now. Okay, so I got my first actual order, which means we gotta pack something. I got my tape. I just got my bags in the mail. So and I got their address. So I won't be showing you all of that, but I'll show you packing the bag. So let's get that going right now. I genuinely think I got 100 of these, which means I need to sell at least 100 things for it to make sense for me to have bought this many. I don't know if we're gonna do that, but we could try. Anyway, so the item that sold first was this jacket, and it makes a lot of sense considering it's probably the best thing I had. Hopefully this fits. If not, that would be really unfortunate. Oh, it looks like it's barely gonna fit. I really don't know how I'm gonna fit jeans in this because I thought I bought a bigger size and it looks like I didn't. But thankfully this like just barely fits, which is great. So I guess I take off this tab and then I fold it down and we have our first order. I sold this for 20 bucks and I think I get to keep 18, so $18 so far from one item, even though it was like probably my best item, so that's unfortunate, but $18, which is great. And that means that hopefully I can get to my $100 goal if I sell maybe 5 more things at $20. Well, who knows? But I'm gonna put the address on this and get it packed, and then I'm gonna go ship it, and I'll probably show you that in a bit. So gonna finish this, not gonna show you their address, of course, and we'll go to the post office. So yeah. Okay, so just as I was finishing taking photos of all the shirts, I just finished that. I just got someone to buy this for $6.50. I don't even remember buying that. I think it was at like an outlet for like 10 bucks. So selling it for $6.50 really isn't that bad. But now I'm at maybe $25-ish dollars, which gets us closer to our $100 goal. We're still kind of far away from it, but that's helpful. So gotta pack that, gotta ship that. Unfortunately, I'm not gonna do that today because I'm hopefully gonna get one more item to sell so that I can actually print it in like half and not do the whole page, that thing that I did last time. So hopefully that'll happen. If not, oh well. But yeah, so gotta get that packed and ready to go. But we're actually selling stuff. This is great. I'm enjoying this. So hopefully we can get a few more things. I'm gonna upload all these photos tonight and hopefully sell something before tomorrow so that I can get it shipped tomorrow. That'd be great. But yeah, time for me to upload everything and keep you guys updated. Okay, so it's been about what, two weeks since I uploaded everything, took all the photos and put it all in Depop, and I've sold about maybe $75-80 worth of stuff, which is actually pretty good. I mean, it's been working selling this stuff online, and I'm gonna eventually show the final results for that maybe in like a week. But I'm gonna keep selling stuff for now and see how it goes because I still have like a decent pile of stuff left, so I kind of want to wait until that's all done. And yeah, for my little lisp, I'm Invisalign now, so I got to get used to talking now. But anyway, I'll give you maybe another week, and then I'll do the final results and wrap up the video. But yeah, so far so good. Maybe we'll hit my $100 goal. We'll see. Who knows? We're just going through my closet and getting rid of stuff that I already didn't use. I think this has been a pretty good
pretty good experiment. So I'll see you guys in probably a week, and we'll see where we are. And hopefully my Invisalign will hurt a lot less. So see you guys then.
Okay, so it's about 1 month later, and I have actually sold $130 of stuff. I probably only sold half of the things that I listed, but honestly, $130 for half of the things is pretty good. It did take a little bit longer than I thought it would, but patience is a virtue. So I sold a bunch of different things. Let me take a look at how many I actually did sell. It was 11 things. So I sold 11 things for $130, which honestly is pretty good. I think that's maybe around $10 an item. And it was just stuff that was sitting in my closet and I was not using anyway. So $130 from maybe 3 hours of work and then taking some photos and then regularly checking on my account and I got $130 for it. So I don't know if I'm going to continue it with the rest of the items, just because they aren't being like looked at as much right now. I know that if one thing maybe goes viral on Depop because it kind of has an algorithm, then maybe I'll get a lot more for that. But right now, no need to really do anything else for this. So I think this video has been really good. $130 from digging in my closet for stuff I don't even wear. So I think if you were questioning whether or not to do this, I think you definitely should. And if you're a little bit unsure, maybe try it out. It's really easy, really simple. I did it pretty quickly. It wasn't that hard either, and $130. So don't know what I'm gonna do with it, but I have it now. So yeah, so I'm gonna go keep selling, maybe for a little bit more, and if things fall off, then they fall off, but I already made my money. So, and I'm very happy with how this video turned out. So I am going to finish editing my video. I'm editing it right now actually, and I just needed to have a finishing thing. So now that it's done, I'm gonna work on my next video, and school is starting in a few days for me. I know everyone else started already. I know. We'll see where we go for the rest of this year. I know I said I wanted to make a video a month, and I feel like I said that just yesterday. And here we are in the 9th month already. So it's been kind of crazy, been a crazy ride, and glad you're here for 3/4 of it. Hopefully I'm gonna figure out what I'm gonna do for these next few months. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed it. Hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll see you in about a month. Bye bye.